Good morning, YouTube. So I thought maybe this morning I wanted to get on and I guess share a little bit of news on the Tyre Nichols murder. Uh, so after doing a little bit more research, it looks like Preston Hemphill, the sixth officer that was indicated as being involved in the entire situation, and I believe he was a commanding officer at the scene, has finally been fired. So wait a minute. The media kept saying he was relieved of duty, which made it sound like he was fired. But I had a lot of questions, and I continued to dig. I continued to try to contact people within the department to find out what was going on. Why hadn't Preston and I believe a seventh officer was not arrested but only relieved of duty and not fired like the five black police officers. So I'm gonna keep track of this story and keep looking into seeing why, or make sure that Preston is officially fired. I also know that we saw how quickly the judicial system, the court systems work when it came to dealing with the five black police officers. It was swift and just, or swift and just. But we saw how Preston and the other officer, they have been hidden in plain sight. I definitely believe there is a definitive racial aspect to this, because while the media tried to, and the media and society tried to make it into not a black and white thing, not a racial situation. Once we saw there were two other officers being hidden in plain sight, and they happened to be white, that blew up the entire narrative of the story that they were trying to paint. I definitely believe that Tyre Nichols, or I'm sorry, Preston Hemphill had something to do with the murder of Tyre Nichols. Whether it was through the tasing, whether it was allowing an illegal stop to go as far as it went, whether he didn't exercise his duty to intervene when he saw Tyre was being murdered. I do believe the tasing could have had something to do with him actually dying. And we know a lot of these officers, especially the black officers in our communities, utilize violence against their own people. And they get away with it under the color of law. As long as they don't touch white people like that. As long as they're not beating up Hispanics like that. And as long as they're not beating up Asian people like that. As long as they're beating up black people, they could bring them into the station and say, Oh, they fell down the stairs, or uh, they rolled out of bed wrong, or whatever. But once it became a crime scene, a murder, once Tyre actually died from his injuries, the ball got to roll, and it rolled quickly. They arrested 5 officers and fired them immediately. While 2 other officers were relieved of duty. And one of the officers, we still don't know his or her name. Consequently, both those officers are white, or white-like, because Preston kind of looks, I don't even know what white is anymore. But so we basically have a systemic situation wrapped up into a police kind of issue, or policing issue, where you have 5 black officers beating 1 black male. That story being turned into a police issue and not a race issue. Hey, look, it's 5 black officers beating 1 black male. And then come to find out, come to find out a little bit later that look at the video. Whose hand is that? Oh, that's somebody else's hand. They don't look black to me. Well, who is that shooting that taser? So what I really came on for is I've watched video after video. I've read article after article. I finally watched the most of the video of the entire. I watched the entire video, but in snippets of Tyre being beaten and tased. My issue with this is why, and this is even my own people and the people that I watch and I subscribe to and I enjoy their information. Why were the black officers and their whole entire careers and livelihood, and the black police chief, her entire life and livelihood disseminated and dissected, while Preston Hemphill and the other officer, nobody is pushing deep into their past to find out who they are, what schools they went to, what fraternities they were in, who their mother was, and found their best friend and interviewed their best friend on their character issues as a kid. I just find this amazing. I've been saying this term cognitive dissonance for a while. And this holds true in this entire debacle. And I also see a lot of black people using talking points against the black officers. that wouldn't have used those same talking points against Derek Chauvin. Um, or the lady that I forget her name, and I'm so sorry, my mind is off today a little bit, but who killed Botham John, or the officer that killed Philando Castile. I saw Botham John's brother forgive that officer for murdering his brother. But in this case, I see no forgiveness, and rightfully so, for these black officers. So what's the difference? You forgive one, but don't forgive the other. Amazing. Amazing. I wouldn't forgive nobody if they murdered one of mine. So I wouldn't care who they were. But we pick and choose who we investigate. We pick and choose who we forgive. We pick and choose who has the opportunity to be seen in a better light. And so basically, I'm imploring everyone that's in new black media or new media to start changing the tone on this Tyre Nichols situation and start looking more into what not only the 5 black officers did, but the 2 white officers. What was their involvement? I'm still reading, I'm still digging, I'm still making some phone calls. I need to know. And when are these guys being arrested? Whether it's for the murder or whether it's for not intervening, whatever it is. I've read the list of reasons why they fired him. It was like, I believe it was like 5 to 7 reasons. They had like a list from 1 to 5, 1 to 7. So I'm still waiting to find out if there's going to be an arrest in this case for those 2 officers. And I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on this, and I'm gonna keep pushing for this. But I implore all of our people that's in this new media platform, or this new media platform, because I'm not a media person. I'm just me talking online for a second and making my opinion heard, to start dissecting Preston Hemphill's past. And where did he come from? And how many citations or did he get while being a police officer since 2018? How did he rise to the top over the 5 black officers? How did he become the commanding officer on the scene? What did he do? Who was his family? What school did he go to? Did he play football? Was he in a frat? See, these are the questions I have. And this is why I'm making this video. And I surely hope to see more content, more balanced content than I'm seeing today. So I appreciate you listening to me today. And I thank you. And I hope that my video gets to someone's ears and it kind of changes the way we think about this case. So I'll talk to you guys soon and in the future. Peace.